Hi, and welcome to Google Developers Live. My name is Nasser Khan, and I work for Google Wallet. We are going to talk about Orbitz today. Orbitz is one of our premier partners who have done an integration with Google Wallet APIs, and we're going to go into more detail about what they have done. This is actually a two-part segment, so today we are going to focus on the Instant Buy APIs, whereas in the following segment we're going to talk about Wallet Objects API, which relates to offers. So first of all, let me welcome Brian, who is joining us from Orbitz. Brian, you there?
Yep, hi.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Very excited about this opportunity to share my experience on the Instant Buy API. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, and thanks for joining us. So the Android app that you built and that you included Instant Buy APIs with it, can you tell us a little bit about what it does, what the users can do with it, and what essentially does it offer overall?
Sure. Our Orbitz app is the most full-featured travel booking app available on Android today. Not only can you search and book hotels, flights, and rental cars, you can also access your booked itineraries, including the ones you booked on the website. You can also join our new Orbitz Rewards loyalty program directly from our app and start earning rewards for your booking flights, hotels, and use them instantly on hotels. And now with the Google Wallet Instant Buy, it's even easier to use our app to take advantage of these great offers.
Great. So for Instant Buy, for users who are not familiar with Instant Buy, I would recommend them to look at our previous videos. But in a nutshell, it's basically a payment API which integrators can use in their Android app. And the way it works is that it makes it really simple for the users to access their Google Wallets from within the native app and use it for payments. So we're going to see some examples of this going forward, but essentially it streamlines the process of payments to just about 2 or 3 clicks versus a more cumbersome entry process where users have to enter their credit card information and things of that kind. So I believe you can show us the app live, Brian, can you?
Yes, I can.
All right, so let's switch to the app right away. Let's see how what happens there. So we can see a screen now. Are you ready to demo?
Sure. Let's do a simple search for a hotel in Chicago. So we'll click hotel to search it. And for the destination, we'll type Chicago. Select Chicago and select the dates. And click search. Sure, we'll just select the first hotel. Make sure we like it, and select the room. So when you're in the booking screen, as you can see, there's a lot of information to populate if it's your first time booking. Information like your name, email, credit card info, and billing address. So instead of filling everything in, let's see what happens when we click the Buy with Google button. So just like that, you have a list of credit cards you have linked in your Google Wallet, and you can set it as a default payment method as well. What's interesting to note here is that this dialog and everything in it is actually all part of the Wallet API. I didn't have to make any of this dialog or the content inside. And in fact, the Orbitz app doesn't even have access to this list of credit cards. All I had to do was create a masked wallet request with the purchase amount and send it using the Google Wallet API, which makes it really simple for me as a developer. So now that we have this, we'll choose a card and click continue and see what happens. So now you can see that the billing information has updated with your Google Wallet email address and your funding card information. Our Orbitz app never received the full credit card information you have stored in Google Wallet. We just get and show the credit card type and the last 4 digits of the funding card for user reference. And this is basically what the masked wallet object is. See that the travel information, it's all pre-populated with the information from the masked wallet. And just like that, with just a single click, you're ready to check out. And since we have a promotion for using Google Wallet Instant Buy right now, let's just make sure to get that discount as well. So now when you're ready, and when you click the Agree and Book button, this is when we actually make the full wallet request via the Google Wallet API. And what this essentially does is get a single-use virtual proxy card information, which basically gets passed on to our Orbitz backend to be processed for payment.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the demo, Brian. So as Brian was telling that there are essentially two steps, and just kind of recap that, there is this masked wallet, which essentially happens when the users click on the Buy with Google button for the first time. This is the first interaction of the users with Google Wallet. And what they get back is this masked information, which Brian was showing on the screen, which has the user's address, also the last 4 digits of their backing card. And then when the user confirms it, that's when a full wallet request is made from within the app, which gets the proxy card, which is a one-time use card, not the card that the users have in their wallet, but a proxy to that, which can then be used from within the app to actually make the purchase or make the charge on it. And so this is a two-step, very simple API where you first do the mass wallet request and then you do the full wallet request. And in the response, you'll get what you need, which is basically a proxy card, which you can then charge. So the benefit of this approach is that once you are set up for, let's say, credit card processing from within the app, you're accepting users entering their credit card, you're pretty much set up to use Google Wallet Instant Buy, because you can use the same rails. You get the proxy card almost as if the user had typed in their credit card, and then use it to process the charge as if you're doing the credit card process. So the idea behind this approach was to kind of limit the integration effort that the developers will have to do, not only in the front end but also in the back end, which is probably more significant, because then they don't have to really integrate anything in the back end. So let me ask you, Brian, what I just mentioned. Did you experience the same thing? Did you feel that it was an easier integration, or what are your general thoughts about integration experience?
As far as the integration was, the happy paths where we just had to implement a very simple use case on the Android app side, it was really straightforward.
Right. The idea, at least the hope that we had while we developed this API, was to limit the backend changes altogether. So is that something that you also saw, or did you have to make any changes on your backend?
Right. Payment processing change usually is not really a simple change, but in this case, the proxy card could be almost treated as like a credit card. So we had to do some additional changes to support a Google Wallet, that it's actually a Google Wallet, but as far as the actual processing goes, it's very just quite similar to a regular credit card payment.
Okay, okay. And if I may ask you this, Brian, how long did it actually take from start to finish in terms of integrating Instant Buy in your app?
Well, the very simple happy path, just doing the buy with Google and getting the virtual proxy card, it was actually without any error case handling, took maybe a day or two. That was really straightforward.
All right. Okay.
And in addition to that, we had to do some back-end changes and we also had to do some edge case handling and a lot of testing. So the whole process took about a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, about 3 to 4 weeks, so depending on how you look at the testing process. But it actually wasn't that bad at all.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I mean, if you think about it, because Orbitz is a pretty big app, and in terms of getting it live in 2 to 3 weeks with a new API, that's pretty good. In terms of getting the app on the Play Store and getting people to use it, are you seeing people now using Instant Buy more? And do you have any feedback? I think it's very early days, but do you have any feedback from users if they're finding it easy with Instant Buy versus filling out the forms manually?
I'm sorry, I missed the last part of the question.
So I was saying, I'm saying it's pretty early days, but do you have any user feedback in terms of what their experience has been using Instant Buy versus filling out the forms manually?
Oh, actually, even before, when we started the Instant Buy integration, we are actually having reviews that people wished that we had the Google Instant Buy integration. So it was great. After we integrated it, we could reply to the user that, hey, we actually have this Instant Buy all and pre-populate the forms. It was a really positive experience.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for your time today. And don't forget to tune in again for the second segment of our video, in which we are going to talk about the Wallet Objects API. Thank you.